Welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Thursday, May 14. The St. Philip community of Riverland remains shaken after last night's killing of a family of 3. Around 1:35 p.m., police discovered the lifeless bodies of 42-year-old Dale Sutton, 24-year-old Keno Sutton, and 23-year-old Kyle Paris. Our Kareem Smith visited the community and tells us more.
A quiet night under curfew was disturbed by the piercing sound of gunfire for residents here at Riverland in St. Philip. What followed was a chorus of weeping after news surfaced that 3 people had been gunned down.
I was in my bed, and about after 1, I hear this commotion with pack all the time. It stop, then it start back again, then it stop again, and then we hear it again, and then we just stay up on bed, and then we hear the son hollering for my boyfriend, and then we look out, and he said, call the police for he poor family dead. That's what we hear.
And around after, how after that
Actually, I went outside clear, because so the police came, so I came outside. So I went over to look, and nothing, so I can't take it. I did trembling. Yeah.
So have you ever experienced anything like that here in terms of, obviously not of this magnitude, any gunplay or anything like that?
Never yet. The first time.
And what are your thoughts on how and what has taken place?
I can't even talk. Like true. I can't believe it. I even asked my boyfriend, what's that? He told me, them is gunshot. And that was just what it was.
The other family on the other side taking it back way, but they crying. They want crying. They don't want crying.
A father and son are homeless after fire destroyed their houses at Baycroft Road, St. Michael this evening. The blaze destroyed 2 houses and damaged 2 others. Divisional officer from the Barbados Fire Service, Marvin Mears, spoke to our team at the scene.
When we arrived, 2 houses were well alight. After further investigations, 2 houses were destroyed, 2 slightly damaged. Also a car was slightly damaged to the left side. On the scene, myself and 2 senior officers with 12 fire officers, 2 water attendants from Divisional Station, and 1 from Marshall Station.
How much people were affected here today with the fire?
The 2 persons that were affected are the father and son who live in 2 houses that were destroyed. There's a house next door which is unoccupied, and the other one to the north, which is slightly damaged. 1 person occupied that house.
In other news this Thursday, opposition leader Bishop Joseph Atherley today served notice that his People's Party for Democracy and Development will be ready whenever Attorney General Dale Marshall returns to Parliament to make amendments to the Police Act to fix the appointment of Deputy Commissioner of Police Oral Williams. In fact, he told Barbados Today the party has started to craft its response, but he declined to give details even as he rapped the AG for the bungling of the illegitimate appointment of a second Deputy Commissioner.
I think that response in itself that could have been better. That could have been better expressed. I think simply to say that, well, it has happened, and when Parliament can meet, we will amend that the Police Act. That's almost a glib response. I do understand where he's coming from, and that you have to redo what you have ill done. The opposition, PDP, is deliberating what opposition would be on the matter right now. I would not want to be forthcoming with that position. We're actually in the process of discussing that matter.
There were no new positive test results for COVID-19 among the 157 returned by the Best de Santos Public Health Laboratory today. Additionally, no one will be released from isolation. The number of confirmed cases for the viral illness remains at 85, with 13 people in isolation. 65 people have recovered and 7 have died. The Public Health Laboratory has completed 3,480 tests.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news, the Jamaican government cut several projects from its budget as it prepares to reduce spending to deal with the economic fallout from COVID-19. More in this report from Deshaun Hendricks of Television Jamaica.
$15 billion has been slashed from the budget for this fiscal year as faced with falling revenues from a COVID-19 enforced slowdown of the economy. The government set about cutting its coat according to its cloth, shifting money around to find the best solution to the reality it now faces. The cut brought the budget down to $838 billion, and several projects are taking a hit. The ministry worst affected is the Prime Minister's own Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. 50% of the funds allocated for capital projects out of that ministry is gone, and the projects facing the cuts show the extent of the issue. Projects like the South Coast Highway to ring the eastern coast of the island have seen its funding for this year cut in half. Almost $13 billion was allocated for works on that road this year. Now only $6 billion is available. The Montego Bay bypass has overseen a steeper cut. 85% of the $3.8 billion set aside for that project has been taken away. Now only $500 million remains. The Rural Road Rehabilitation Project has fallen into a ditch. $400 million was allocated for that project, all of which has been taken away. Funding for the redevelopment of the closed Harbour Beach in Montego Bay, which is better known as Dump Up Beach, has been cut by a third, while the budget for a project to protect that city's coastline has been eroded by 2/3. Not even the plastic waste minimization project was spared. Half its budget was taken away.
On the international scene, a whistleblower in the U.S. who says he was removed from his post for raising concerns about the coronavirus preparedness told a congressional meeting on Thursday that the United States could face the darkest winter of recent times if it does not improve its response to the pandemic.
Without better planning, 2020 could be the darkest winter in modern history.
Those foreboding words echoed through a House chamber Thursday as leading health expert and whistleblower Dr. Rick Bright described what he saw as a critical lack of preparedness by the Trump administration to combat the coronavirus outbreak early on.
I believe by not telling America the truth or being fully transparent, regardless of where the information was coming from, people were not as prepared as they could have been and should have been.
Bright was recently removed from his post as head of a government agency tasked with developing drugs to fight the virus. He filed a formal whistleblower complaint last week, claiming that his early warnings about the virus fell on deaf ears and eventually led to his ouster. On Thursday, Bright testified that he told officials at the Department of Health and Human Services to ramp up on supplies like N95 masks, recalling an email he said he'd, quote, never forget from the head of a mask supply company.
And he said, we're in deep shit. The world is, and we need to act. And I pushed that forward to the highest levels I could in HHS and got no response.
Bright, who made sure to sanitize his space prior to the proceedings, also said his suggestion to increase the supply of antiviral medication remdesivir helped get him pushed out because the administration was more focused on promoting the unproven drug chloroquine.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.